Hello and welcome, friends of the European spirit. Most people believe probably that Homer's The Odyssey is some sort of fantasy novel about sea monsters like Cyclops and other adventures, almost like a pirate Odysseus is out on the run trying to get home. But this might be a bit of a superficial reading. Nor does the Western canon begin with a flawless hero or some sort of romantic conqueror. It begins with Odysseus as Polytropos. Odysseus also means, by the way, the one who is hated or the one who is angry. And Polytropos means the man of many devices and the man of many ways, but it also means that he suffers in many ways, that many things happen to him. Hi, my name is Johannes. I have a PhD in philosophy, and today I'd like to talk to you about what the Odyssey really means and also my course on the Odyssey. Odysseus is the foundational archetype of the universally tested man. He is the human being whose entire character is shaped and forged by his earthly suffering, a suffering which he chooses. He doesn't want to become the sort of hero that Achilles was. He is a different kind of hero. He wants to return home. He accepts the toil and moil of a mere mortal in order to get home and save his oikos, his household. Through his journey, Odysseus becomes the ideal of the well-rounded individual. He is an archetype of arete, of virtue and excellence. So when Odysseus faces the quote-unquote monsters in the Mediterranean, he's not just trying to survive. He's actually undergoing a sort of systematic education of the human spirit and of human consciousness. Hence also his move down, his katabasis, into Hades, or rather his encounter with the dead, should be seen as such. Or think of Calypso's island. Calypso offers him not just comfort and anything that he could dream of, she offers him immortality. And as modern day consumers, we might actually find ourselves a little bit reflected in Calypso's island. Odysseus has everything he would ever dream of, just as we might have as well. And yet, he's utterly unhappy. He cries looking out on the barren sea, as Homer describes it. Why? Because he lacks a destiny, and because he knows that this is not his fate. He's sort of in grave violation of his fate here, of his destiny. A life of comfort without destiny is a life in a golden cage. It is the death of soul, the death of spirit, and also a sort of subdued consciousness. So I think that when we read this text today, we should see ourselves reflected in these moments. We can learn something about how we can shape our own character to get back home, to get back to Ithaca, to his wife Penelope, and to his son Telemachus. Odysseus must also withstand the temptations from Circe, the base desires that are addressed here. He must also conquer his own pride when he encounters, and his hubris when he encounters the Cyclops Polyphemus. Now we could see also in Circe's island a sort of reflection of the temptations, of course, of the modern world. In the Cyclops, we see some sort of raw materiality, some sort of raw technical decision-making that doesn't consider the realities of life that are also present, that we should heed, and also the sacred that is there. Hence, Odysseus must also go down into Hades, figuratively speaking, meet with the dead, face his own mortality in order to become who he is. And he does more than just survive where others might even perish because of his mythis, because of his metis, because of his cunning intellect. But the entire journey, as we shall see, is really about moving from just cunning or cunning reason to the well-rounded, fully spiritually grown human being, the wise man. There is a cunning of reason, of which also Hegel speaks, of course, with implicit reference to Odysseus, which is present in him, but which we should understand as always just a first step. This is not where Odysseus stops. And very often, of course, the acts that he commits are done out of necessity, not just out of subterfuge or sort of pleasure that he finds in being so. What we find in Odysseus really is a rare combination of cunning intellect, yes, but together with a capacity to endure suffering that allows him to find an anchor in a world that has collapsed. So he has an internal anchor where his outer world has collapsed. His world is in chaos as much as ours seems to be rather chaotic these days. As this text is so fundamental to anyone who cares about civilization and culture, I'm opening the gates of my Halcyon Guild and Academy this summer to read with you this text in a rigorous manner that we get to the core of it. There will be a 5-week live masterclass beginning on Saturday, July the 11th. We're meeting at 4 p.m. Central European Time. That's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I think 7 a.m. PST for 2 hours every Saturday for 5 weeks to discuss and read together this fundamental text of Western civilization, which regardless is a universal story. But I just want to make you aware of a critical constraint. I'm going to teach this class once. It'll be this summer. It won't be repeated this winter. It won't be repeated next year. I'm going to teach this summer only, and enrollment closes in the first week of July. And because I strictly guard the intellectual caliber and I want to have really vivid discussions, the number of participants is capped at 20. So if you follow the link down in the description of this video, you can head over now to the Teachable enrollment page and join the course. Let me just summarize briefly now the different ways you can take this course. You could either just take it as a self-study student. That means you sign up now before enrollment closes and you get access to the recordings. If you don't have time for, let's say, 2 of the seminars. Now, if you have time for at least 2 of the seminars, join the Halcyon Salon and be live there in a Zoom meeting every week with me, and you get to meet others. There's a Discord server you can join, etc. And you'll be guided in your reading, and you're also invited to present short talks every week. So if you'd like to present something every week, that's fine. 5 minutes on a topic of that week. You find the full syllabus on the enrollment page on Teachable. And if you'd like to go even deeper and would like to take private tutorials with me, I have 2 available for 3 sessions and 1 with 5 sessions. You need to apply. There's a form on the Teachable website because I want to know a bit more about you before I can accept an application. I want to see why you really want to read the Odyssey with me, how this might help you navigate your life, your decision making, your business, etc. So follow the link in the description of this video, enroll now, and share this video with anyone who wants to read the Odyssey. So thank you so much again for listening. I look forward to welcoming you in the spirit of Xenia, in the spirit of hospitality in July, where we'll be going for 5 weeks. It will be an intense and beautiful time that you will take with you for the rest of your life. I first read the Odyssey in ancient Greek when I was 16, and I look forward to reading it again with you this summer. Thank you.